I can't say about the others, but I feel that we are pretty strong in that department.
Helio Wills won just about everything you haven't this year, but there's always sort of this feeling that he's a great street racer, but can he get it done on a big oval?
He's learned a long way. He's a very...
Yeah, but has he learned enough to win?
He did win in Texas. Huh?
It was a half race.
Oh, that's right.
Wasn't here.
But still, win is a win. I think this track, because it's a little more like the street course of ovals, let's put it this way, I believe he does very well. He did well in first year, finished 5th, I think. Last year, there was a little problem with the pits.
Right.
And the year before, our car unfortunately wasn't handling very well. So I work with him. He's no silly. He's a very smart guy, and he have a very smart strategy guy.
Has he been sort of leaning on you?
So that can be a big factor.
Last couple of years, has he really gone to you for a lot of help at this particular track?
I think he does. His engineer Dave Faustino and himself were able to really follow a lot what the direction that we're going. And like I said, when you have a smart guy in the team, I would have done the same thing when you have somebody that has been successful in this place. So it certainly will be a contender for some.
Do you miss Cindric? I mean, do you miss working with him?
I do. I mean, I started with the guy since I started the team. So it's certainly difficult, when you switch all of a sudden to a different aspect. Not that John Erickson, he's actually really funny, John Erickson. I enjoy having him around. But Cindric certainly understands very much the game business in terms of when you need to gamble. And I would say he's the master on those gambles areas. And we won 2002 because of that. Quick thinking. And that's what I'm trying to make sure that my guys, John and Ron, be able to be on top of the game. But yes, I do miss him.
And I think some of that was just knowing you, right? I mean,
probably.
You take some management.
I agree. He know what I was capable to do it, and it's perfect when you know somebody. Which, in my favor, Ron Ruziski, which is my engineer, he know very well what I can do. So, but Ron is the engineer, and sometimes different to do two things at once. In that department, Cindric he knew what I needed, the numbers, and I was able to make it happen. So, when you have a guy that telling you what to do, coaching you well, it makes pretty. It's less difficult, let's put it this way, to get the result that you want.
Una pregunta en español.
Sí.
Las 500 millas de Indianapolis han sido muy importantes para ti y para tus seguidores, por supuesto. Muy importante. Y definitivamente te estamos dando la bienvenida a Indianapolis nuevamente. Ya eres de casa, ¿no? Ya eres de casa.
Bueno, todavía sí, yo tengo muchos años acá, está más un año. No hay duda que toda vez que yo manejo en Indianapolis es muy especial, es una pista mágica para mí, pero no hay duda que es un desafío muy grande. Entonces, no porque yo conquisté 3 vitórias acá que yo me siento en casa, pero yo creo que respeto mucho la pista y la pista me ayuda en este aspecto.
Oye, estamos haciendo preguntas a todos los pilotos latinos, preguntas interesantes que nuestra gente en Facebook nos ha hecho para hacérselas a ustedes. Una de las preguntas bien interesantes son 200 vueltas.
Sí.
Casi 4 horas, ¿no?
Verdad.
¿Qué hacen si les dan ganas de ir al baño en medio de la carrera?
Por eso que esta pista tú tienes que se preparar muy bien. Entonces 5 minutos antes tú tienes que hacer el número 1, 30 minutos antes el número 2. Que ahí no hay problema de tener un pit stop extra, porque obviamente si tiver que... Bueno, yo siempre me preparo bien, entonces espero que no aconteça, por eso que tengo que estar bien preparado.
Un mensaje para tus fans aquí en Indianapolis y todo el país, obviamente, para la emisión.
Sí, espero que la torcida todavía nos comparezca. Besos a todos y esperamos más una victoria.
Gracias.
Chao. Gracias.
Helio, how big do go
There's a
ahead.
lot of unknowns going into this race. What is the one that concerns you the most? What is the one thing that you don't know how it's going to go?
Yeah, right now at this point, we did not. This is the first oval with this new car. We need to know about, so far it's been great in the road course, but in the ovals we don't know what the reaction is going to happen, especially running in the pack. We don't know what's the characteristic of the car. Even though we practice, but still it's not the entire 3.5 hours that we run. I think engines, we're going to push to the limit. Even the road course feels that the car, we stress a little more the engine, but actually here, because you're always in high RPM, the average is always in a high RPM, you abuse the engine quite a lot. And we ran, these engines are supposed to go 1,800 miles, but again, this is the first time we're going for 3.5 hours straight, very pushing to the limit. Those little details, believe it or not, it's important. And I feel right now it's those are the things. Plus the rookies, I think the rookies are something that we have a lot of new guys that they gotta remember. It's not 2 stops for example. It's about 6, 7, 8 stops. So people might forget it, tend to forget it and want to win the race right away. And after 1 hour, they think, man, I've been here already long, and they should understand that when you feel that, like, okay, maybe it's about to finish the race, we're just getting the half part of the race. So those things, I'm not worried because outside of my control, but certainly you got to be aware of it.
What about the fact some of the drivers have said that they don't expect a lot of separation? They don't expect someone just to go out, so that's going to force a little bit more pack, a little more drafting, a little bit more subtle.
Which then leaves a little bit of mistakes as well, So I feel it's going to be about 10 cars together, then a space, then another pack, then a space, and another pack. So again, whoever is leading this pack, it's always going to be a seating battle. It's always going to be packs. And the restarts that least is in the single file. We're back to the way it used to be, which I'm totally in favor. And but I guarantee when it gets to the end of the line, or the finishing line, they're probably going to be fast, depending on the ratio that this person has. So in the end of the day, it will be exciting for the fans. I think for you guys, it will be a little stress for us.
Would you almost want?
Drivers talked about being able to feel the draft from so far back and worried about how the rookies are going to react to that. Is that one of your concerns going into race day?
Yeah, the draft, if you can see the person you already, it's affecting you. But I think the car, in a good side of it, you really got to really close to the person before you feel turbulence or some effect that the car might have during the race. Especially with new tires, it's almost very difficult. It's difficult to see that. But with the old tires, you might be able to have to plan a little bit of ahead. But yes, we gotta be thinking a lot, and hopefully the experience that we have, we're gonna be able to do some good moves.
You obviously have a lot of experience here after winning 3 times. So is there anything that you did each of those 3 times that you're going to do on Sunday to hopefully pull off another win?
Every time, it depends on the situation. Every time when I go there, I try to use the same plan, and that's why it fascinates this place for me, because it's always something new. There's always something to learn.
How can you relax and have so many media obligations, sponsor obligations? So how can you relax right before racing?
Good question. We don't. We got to keep going full throttle, exactly like we're doing the race. It's part of the job, and you got to do what you got to do.
About the night before the race, do you have a certain routine that you like to follow every year, or does
We
it
have
change?
Roger's dinner with his family and sponsors, and he's pretty key on that. He does, I believe he does that probably 40 years.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's difficult to stay away, but it's in the end of the day, because I've been so long with the team, it's kind of like becoming my friends too. So it's kind of like nice to see everyone and the support of everyone. So it's pretty special.
Are you talking shop and strategy at the dinner, or is it more just like?
Oh
social?
yeah. We're like, what about? But my guys are not there, so we're just speculating with different people that they're here. But in the end of the day, you gotta go with your guy, and hopefully he'll be ready. He'll be ready to go.
Helio, how can you not think about winning this thing for a fourth time? How does that thought? How do you keep that thought in your head and not have it distract you or whatever?
Just go like it's another race. Certainly, it's a big race, but you gotta play a little bit the tools that you have. You gotta change it a little bit. When you have about 2 hours of racing, normally your game is different when you have 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
So. And that's why you don't thinking about the result. You got to thinking about, for me to win this race, I need to be in one position, and in this position where we be. So I told my guys, I told John Erickson that I want to be in that spot for the last 2 pit stops.
You've won it 3 times. What is there a common thing that happened in all 3 of those wins that you think back, or were they all 3 so different? Because they were pretty different.
They were so different. The first year,
is luck part of it. Go ahead.
Oh yes, I mean you got to have the right, position yourself for the right opportunity. For example, the first one, I knew my car was. I remember full tank wasn't very fast, but from half to the end it was awesome, and I knew that, and that was part of I just had to be patient and put myself for that condition. Second year, my car was not very good at all, and that was luck. That was faith, basically. 2 laps to go, yellow came up, and in the end, we ended up getting one opportunity and we took it. And the third one, my car was pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And I felt as soon as we took the lead, I would not give that up. Even that Cindric in the radio saying to me, "Save fuel," like. I don't want to hear anymore. I just want to go for it. So it turned out to be pretty good.
But does it bother you as a race car driver to know how much luck kind of plays into this as much as all this other stuff y'all have done?
Well, you make your own luck as well. The preparation of the team for the entire month of May, for not only, it's the backstage. You guys, everybody see only the race. The race is the end of it for us. It's not the beginning. So basically, the whole preparation that we did, you make your own luck. And if the car is well prepared, if the pit stops are well, if the guys will practice for a long time, things likely it's going to be in your favor.
How much do you think that the new cars, with the way that they're really towing now, is going to affect the outcome of the race? Would you almost rather be behind near the end and try to pull a Hornish from a few years ago, or do you still want to be out front?
I don't know. That's a good question. I feel that to be behind,
it's hard for a race car driver.
It might be a little bit tough for you to give up position, especially the weight on the last lap, just so that you can pass the person. I don't know. How to use my ability. If I have to keep in the front, I will use my ability to keep in the front.
Is this a year where we can see
whatever it takes?
Is this a year where we can see the page